All right, so it says, what happens when you can't see the equivalent fraction? Okay, so this one's going to be a little bit harder. It says, what percent of the model below is shaded? Okay, so then again, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So remember, fractions are always going to be I'll write it like this. It's always going to be part over your total. Okay, so part over your total. So then what we're going to do now is figure out our parts and our total. So then I know that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have a total of 8. And the part that is shaded is 3. Okay, so I am going to use division to help me to find my percent. So again, to do my division, I need my doghouse. My top dog, remember, he always goes inside the house. He kicks out the wimpy dog, which is 8. So now what we got to do is figure out how many times 8 can go into 3, which is 0. Now what I'm going to do is add a decimal and add a 0, 0, and bring up my decimal up here. Okay. So now how many times can 8 go into 30? And that is 3. 8 times 3 is 24. I subtract. I'm going to borrow here, that gives me 10. This turns into a 2. So now 10 minus 4 is 6. 2 minus 2 is 0. I can add in another 0, so I can continue my division. So here 8 can go into 60 7 times. 7 times 8 or 8 times 7 is 56. I subtract. Here I should get a 10. Here's a 5. I get a 4. I can add in another 0, and I'm going to stop here after this third 0. So 8 can go into 40 5 times. So 8 times 5 is 40. I subtract. It should give me 0. So now my decimal, right, that I'm going to work with, let me write my Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper. So my decimal to a percent. I'm going to match my decimal right under, and I'm going to do it in that pink or reddish color. So it's going to be, notice how I'm aligning my decimal. So right here I have a 0.375. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I have to move it twice to the right. So 1, 2, and I need to match this one. 1, 2. So then here, 0.337.5 is what it's going to be. I don't know what I said. I'm sorry. So it's going to be 37.5%. So this is my percent for this one right here, for example 1. So for example 2, it says what percent of the model below is shaded. Okay, so this one should be a lot easier. So this one is 1 shaded out of my 1, 2, 3. Okay, if you know your benchmark fractions, 1 out of 3 is 0.33% or 0.33. And let's add another 3. So basically it's continuous. It continues. So what I want you guys to do is to verify that for me. 1 goes in the house, 3 goes outside. What I want you guys to do is to do the division that we did right here. So I'm going to give you a hint. I'm going to add a decimal and a 0. I'm going to have a point there. Okay. So then once you guys do that division for me, I'm going to do my Dr. Pepper, DP, my decimal to percent. I'm going to add my decimals right here. So I'm going to match them. So I'm going to have 0.333. Remember, I have to move twice. 1, 2, 1, 2. And that is equal to 33.3%. Okay, remember to do this division for me to check that it is 0.333. Okay, thanks. Go to the next